Hello everyone, this is Bobo the Vulture. It's time for more Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, the real driving simulator. Developed by Polyphony Digital. Incorporated, presenter, director, Katsunori Yamuchi. Music, yeah, and there's little credits down there, folks, basically is what I'm getting at. So, what do we want to do next, guys? What do we want to do next, guys? I tell you what I want to do. I want to go to the Mazda dealership. And we're supposed to get one of those AZ1s to race in the AZ1 race, weren't we? This is an A-spec. That's the hotted up one, apparently. What's the difference? This one has an endearing look. Unified design and color matching result in styling that is both cute and powerful. Handling outshines the appearance. A machine with unprecedented handling. That, not necessarily saying it's good, just saying it hasn't happened before this way. In any case, this car is one of a kind in the way it turns. Compact body, drivers so handsome feats have made the turns during slalom or gymkhana maneuvers. Gymkhana. Ikiba. Performance mass car provides so much track feeling turn. Higher speed, the mid-engine chassis has a tendency to spin. Any handling problems may be addressed by revising the suspension tuning and the tire pressures. Mazda Speed Touring Kit A-spec model gone a long way toward. Hey, it is better. Steering response sharp, idle rolls reduced, retraction, stability are significantly improved. Larger rear tires would make the handling perfect, but A-spec rules prohibit them. Okay. Well, this is the best kind of AZ1 then. I totally gotta get one of these. Let's get in the car and drive. Man, those other AZ1 suckers are never gonna know what hit. Hit 'em! Hit 'em, I say! Alright. How much can we tweak this turbo? 145 horsepower? That sounds delicious. Sounds fergalicious. Yeah, 155 horsepower? Give me more. And let's check out the racing muffler. Yeah, 167. This is going to be the fastest and best car ever. Let's also give it super racing slick tires, super softs. I wonder if I should get dirt racing tires for it. You know, it's like a 2/3 scale Lancia Stratos. In that it's kind of a funky, really short wheelbase mid-engine thing. Yeah, look at all the power I'm getting. Stronger and stronger. Okay, can't up the displacement, because of course that would be against A-spec rules too, I guess. Probably. Not knowing what A-spec rules are. Now I'm going to go ahead and get a full racing transmission. Not going to get all the other drivetrain parts, but I want to be able to change the gear ratios, because I tend to notice with these sort of extra tiny cars, the 63 horsepower, the K-class cars, whatever they are, the gearing on them tends to be, you know, sort of turned down way, way low to make the most of the very small amount of power that any of them have. So, AZ1s only, no licenses required. Let's try it out. Rome short course. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, here I am driving. I can do more than that. I should do more than that. We'll try 7. We'll try 7 in race. I know. I probably, if I were more patient, or I felt like that you folks at home would have more patience for the process. Or some of you really do want me to like go in and very painstakingly tune all these cars. I don't even want to necessarily go through and painstakingly tune all these cars. So, oh, see ya, suckers. This isn't necessarily the fastest way around, but it's pretty good. They do mention you gotta be careful of the tendency to spin, so... Gonna try and take the car around as gently as I can. Not push it too hard through the corners. But it actually does not too bad through them. At least in those particular instances. I feel like if I let it start to drift at relatively high speed, it's likely to just wig out, you know? This is a fun little car indeed. I'm enjoying driving this. Nothing personal, but I'm enjoying driving this in this little virtual land way more than I enjoyed driving the Honda Beat in this little virtual land. And look at it there. It is adorable. With its little headlamps with almost eyebrow visor things over them. Alright, so we won that race. I wonder. Yeah, no, I know I'm not going to do anything that way, but I wonder if I... Oh, pardon me. How ruffian-ish of me. My apologies for sneezing, one and all. Now, what if I drove this thing? It was like 177 horsepower or something like that. What if I took it out to the old mid-engine challenge here? 345 horsepower, I could totally deal with whatever they got coming at me. No problem, man. I know, I'm fooling myself. I am not going to actually win this race using a pathetic little lazy one. I say pathetic, I actually mean crap tons of fun, guys, is what I actually mean. I'm up against Elises. An MR2, there's an MGF up there. They've all got the power edge on me, for sure. But I have the edge in fun. I am so out-funning all you guys right now. You don't even know it. But I'm having way more fun than all of you. But you up there so serious in your gigantic Toyota MR2. Alright, so I just made it spin. Alright, let's get out of here. As adorable as it was, no, I was not going to beat those guys. Although, what was the car I finished 4th in, I wonder? 345 horsepower. What mid-engine car do I have that's in that ballpark? Certainly not the Mugen Beat, is it? Yeah, I can't be tuned up that crazy. Ooh, I got a Clio. Yay. It's a lame Clio. Was it the Tom's T111? It was a Tom's car. Yeah, was it... I got another Tom's car at some point here. That was a... Yeah, was this the one? It's based off of an MR2. 230 horsepower. Let's get in it. Actually, no. Let's not customize this car at all, because I'm not going to be able to go enter it in more than one thing. That's my new standard. You have to be able to do. Can't just buy a car for one purpose unless it's the only car that will serve that purpose. For example, this Lotus event. There's an Elan trophy and an Elise trophy. Of both kinds. Interesting. What kind of special cars do we have here? The Spirit GT1. Or the Esprit. And the Elise GT1. 542. 1984. Hey, what do you know? That one's better. Costs $1 million. I guess they both cost $1 million, don't they? It's $1 million, never can. Alright. But those are both mid-engine cars. Those would both, try and run out there and do crazy things. Mini and MG together. Not together anymore. MG was, well, Mini was, I guess by this time, Mini had, yeah, because they, nope, they're only the old Minis. Oops. So yeah, I guess this might be actually before they started, yeah, before... Is this before BMW bought Mini? BMW bought, well, portions of the Rover Group. That was a big sell-off of a bunch of different properties. Well, no, it wasn't the Rover Group, was it? Because the Rover Group was part of where MG was, and MG ended up getting sold off to a consortium of Chinese business types. Let's see, 61 horsepower. I've got the cool two-tone going. That's pretty cool. There's a special version. It's the actual old timey Mini Cooper rally cars in it, yeah. That thing's fun. It doesn't have a year listed, although it is clearly an ancient relic. And there is a race for, yeah, both of these cars, so good to know. Opel. Yeah, because is there an event for the Opel Speedster? No, just for the Tigra. Okay. That's fun. Oh, I know what mid-engine car I wanted to try and race. Well, first of all, Clio. It is a Clio Cup. And what special car do they have here? The Espouse F1. We know it, we love it. Let's go into the lineup here. Let's get the Clio Sport. It's the best Clio. It is like 8 million times better than the regular Clio. Let's buy this Clio. Let's buy Miss Clio. Now then, let's go into the tune shop. How much power can we get out of this? We want to be careful about how much we do get out. Oh, geez, yeah, we can make like 500 probably horsepower out of this car. Plus, even. What is the minimum here? 345. Okay. So what we'll do is we will cut around the edges until we get near 345 without actually upgrading the turbo. See how close we can get to 345 with this Clio Sport V6 as we tune and tune and tune. Let's get a racing intercooler. Oh, you can't. Fine. I'll show you guys. 269, sexy. Purchase a racing muffler. Now, if you're wondering why the Renault Clio Sport V6 is a million times better in terms of racing car-ery than the regular Renault, it's not just that the Clio Sport V6 has a V6 instead of the 4-cylinder in the other Clio. It is also that V6 is mounted where the rear seat would be in a regular Clio. This is basically all a spiritual successor of sorts to I guess it was the Renault 5 they made a rally car version of, in which the rear seat got taken out and an engine got put back there. Can you NA tune these? You can. 295 horsepower, not a bad place to be though. Still obviously will be short of the big boys, where the big boys play, WCW. But basically it means that the weight distribution is all more race car-y and stuff. You know, like people like it to be. Now we're gonna pull the weight. We're gonna do the weight modification now, and that is performed, and that's performed again. I'm gonna do this in stages, folks. You know what? I'm gonna go all out with this car. Well, not all out, but mostly out with this car. Because it's a crazy car. I love cars that are weird. I don't know if you've noticed. But the fact that this is this semi-unassuming hatchback that is actually an insane sports car, or it appears to be a regular hatchback, but is actually an insane sports car. It isn't. I mean, I guess it has a hatchback body style, but it's not a hatchback in the sense that, oh, I put all my groceries back there. You can't. That's where the engine is. Alright, get all the extra fast shifting parts. There should be a carbon drive shaft available as well, but there's not, because there's no justice in the world. Okay, so I've spent a lot of money on this car. Gonna take it to the mid-engine challenge. Go to Grand Valley East with it and see what they have to say. Then I'll take it back to the Renault tuning shop, put a crazy turbocharger on it, and we'll see what's what then. See how that's doing. And then race it against its other Clio brethren. That is a revvy engine. Hey, it's a Lancia Stratos. Fun. It will be an honor to beat you. Yep, don't mind me. Just a regular old hatchback. With a very bad tendency to drift through corners. You know, this car is very pleasant and maneuverable this way. I almost get the feeling when I add on, like, nearly double the horsepower, it's going to become unwieldy and difficult. Of course, there's also this problem. The problem of I spun out once. It wasn't good. And now I have to wade my way through you competitors. Boy, this thing loses traction once, and boy, all hope is lost. Right up to the point of breaking traction, this car is an absolute honey. It's just immediately after that, and that is a characteristic that is apparently fairly common among cars with short wheelbase, especially mid-engine cars with a short wheelbase. So the Elise gets to drive away with this one. Boo! Oh, it's even some kind of fancy Elise. Screw you, Elise. I'm coming back. No, I'm not saving that loss. Saving all my loss for you. Yeah, saving all my loss for you. Let's try this again, shall we? I think we shall. Although I may actually want to change the gearing. Let's widen out those ratios so I'm not hitting that rev limiter. Alright. Give this another go. Oh hey, there's a Lotus Europa there. That's pretty fun. It's a weird looking car too, but it's awesome. It's an unspecial way. I suppose the Europa was the representative of Lotus this time around. I almost feel bad. It's as cool as the Europa is. It's an old car. It's not the finest example of all that Lotus has to offer. Oh, smack. Smack a little wall there, no big deal. Smack a little wall there, no big deal. Do-da, do-da. Smack a little wall there, no big deal. Do-da-do-da-dee. Now then, let's see whether or not we smack the rev limiter here, or have a nice orderly drive along. Well, looks like I may still end up hitting the top of the rev limiter, but it'll be at least farther along. Yeah, like I say, it's a nice car. I'm gonna say that, and it's gonna spin on me in 3, 2... Actually, it won't spin right here. I keep on saying lines to tempt fate, don't I? You know, this car doesn't have the guts to spin out on me here. You notice I did say that during a straight section of the track, in which... Ouch, spinnery. Oh yeah. Man, get the Elise out of the competition and all of a sudden this thing's like a million times better than everything ever. Alright, now let's look at its moment of triumph and glory. Power and glory. That little thing go. It's just like, yay! I'm so speedy. I realized the giant air intakes along the sides of the doors and these sort of fattened out fenders and stuff are clearly a dead giveaway. But to me, watching this car drive around feels more like a sped up movie, as it was described, than watching the Renault Espace F1. It's just fun. It's just nice. I like it. It's cute. Look, he's so cute. Let's see, we get some money here, we get a new car, let's not save the game, let's continue. The thing I live in eternal fear of in this game is I will go out and buy a car with my own cash, invest heavily in modifying it, and then will be given as a prize car a car that is the same basic type of car except better. TRD 2000 GT. Oh, so that's another different tuned up MR2. Now I got a couple of different tuned up MR2s. That's cool. Team any Martunis. I'll tell you what, let's go to Renault Land. Let's go to the tune shop. Let's go to the tune world. And let's get that level 3 turbocharger. Yeah, I guess it wasn't actually like double. It was like just under 300 to just over 500. So yeah. Still, significant increase. And let's, oh yeah, let's not do that yet. Let's just get back out here and go to the event. Oh yeah, let's read up on Renault here real quick. France's state-owned car maker was founded in 1898 by Louis Renault, nationalized after World War II. Highly successful in motorsport, the company is one of the pioneers of turbo power in road cars. It's all true stuff. And for a while was the one hope for American motors. I might have mentioned this in the LP of Gran Turismo 1. But Renault, or American Motors, was in dire straits in the 70s. Their response to the American market's want for smaller, more fuel-efficient cars was the Gremlin and the Pacer. Let's just say not very well-loved cars. So they ended up getting into a deal with Renault. American Motors got some Renault-based small car designs that they held at least some more appeal than the designs that they were using. And Renault got some market share in the US and some help with the dealership network. They were able to sell cars in the United States with American Motors as well. And so it worked out in some ways and not so well in others. And I mean, the 80s were a hard time in a lot of different portions of the auto industry. American Motors continued to suffer. Meanwhile, at home, Renault Motors was also suffering. In the 1980s, the biggest proponent of within Renault on doubling down on the American Motors deal, and perhaps just buying American Motors outright, because that was what it was coming down to, folks. They were not going to stand on their own. Was then Renault CEO Georges Biss, who he was running Renault, which, as they mentioned, was a state-owned car company, and he had previously run state-owned nuclear. He ran the nuclear power industry within France for a while. France very big nuclear power proponent. But, yeah, so the deal basically ended up falling through when Georges Best was assassinated. His plans for restructuring at Renault basically involved laying off about 20,000 workers in France while still maintaining investments in American Motors. And, so some terrorist, I think it was Action Direct, something like that. I think they're one of the groups, like, I think now kids may know them because they watch Covert Action, Sid Meier's Covert Action LPs, and see that it's one of the names of the, like, terrorist groups. But yeah, they shot the guy, killed him, because he was planning on laying off all those Renault workers and still investing money in American Motors. So the deal fell through, and a man had to die for it. And in the end, American Motors ended up being picked up for a song by Chrysler, which was still recovering from dire financial straits as well, because they had giant loans from the government during the 80s. So red, blue. You kind of gotta go with French blue. Let's do it. Let's do it! So yeah, the American Motors was picked up by Chrysler mainly because Lee Iacocca had seen the plans for the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Like, the Jeep Cherokee was being made, it was the one big sort of... It was probably the last big popular model that American Motors ever made, the Jeep Cherokee. But basically, Chrysler wanted the Jeep brand, specifically the Jeep Grand Cherokee, which was about to be introduced, but had not been at that point. And so Chrysler ended up making it. They kept the Jeep brand. The Jeep brand is strong. Able to capitalize on the sport utility boom that way. Little Renault is a stranger, it's a foreigner here in America. It does not know what it is supposed to do. I will drive it back to Sima Fort. Yeah, with this much power behind it, anytime you sort of hit the gas, it becomes a twitchy little bugger. So there's that to be concerned about. Of course, you could just wait for it to smack into the wall. There is always that way out, folks. So yes, there you go, folks. CEO of Renault wants to buy American Motors, he gets shot. CEO of Chrysler wants to buy American Motors, hailed as a genius for all times. I don't know, some people may not say that Lee Iacocca is going to be hailed as a genius for all times, but he is generally considered to, for somebody who is not a, like, guy who loves fast cars or is some kind of visionary engineer, but in terms of a business guy, a numbers guy, reading the public interest in certain types of models guy, is considered to be one of the big, one of the great minds of the car industry. Boy, you guys stayed with me, didn't you? That means I drove terribly through all of these not straight stretches. It's okay, though. Still won. I will accept it. Alright, so... Phew! Got so caught up in that, I sort of lost track of time. I tell you what, though. I'll go ahead and save the game right here. I know, ordinarily I wouldn't save the game during just the regular old... I go back to the main menu to do it for whatever reason, but this new recording setup seems to be working reliably enough that I'm going to push it. And not take a long break in between individual recordings. So, haha! That'll be good. Either way, though, folks, this is Bobo the Vulture. This is Let's Play Gran Turismo 2. Thanks very much for watching. And when we come back next time, we'll do something else. Not sure what yet, though. So, we'll find out. Bye now.